What's good, people? How's it going? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, please do subscribe down below, smash the like, hit the bell. Those things help out a lot. YouTube's not been notifying people when we upload, so just make sure you hit the bell. Anyway guys, we got a dope episode for you today. It's all about training mistakes that you need to avoid, because I'm sure you made at least 2 or 3 of them, or maybe all of them. Who knows? I know I made quite a few myself, but we've saved the best for last, and it's a few that relate to the auto, so you definitely want to stick around and check that out. Now I've actually put together a list of 11 mistakes that you need to be aware of, because if you could avoid these mistakes, then you'll have a trouble-free grow and get the best from your genetics. Plants love to be trained, but only by those with the care and finesse to do it. So don't clown yourself, big homie. But anyway guys, just a reminder, we got some dope merch on our website. If you're interested in copping some merch like the Keep My Dealer collection, then definitely check it out. It's got some awesome stuff on there for all you guys. You know what? It helps to support the channel, man, so thank you, fam. Because YouTube literally does monetize channels like ours. And if you want to cop some grow lights, grow tents, grow equipment, any of that stuff, Mars Hydro's got you covered. The discount code ICANTHC works on every single item on the store. So definitely check out their website and use the discount code ICANTHC, store-wide discount savings. Win-win, right? Now without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Yes guys, now training plants is a great way to encourage more bud size and bigger yields. I'm sure a lot of you guys know that. If you don't know that by now, I don't know what you're doing, dude. I really don't know what you're doing. Plants usually respond extremely well to training. You can bend them over one day and they're stood back up the next day. They always go back up to that light. Now regardless of whether you're indoors or outdoors, training methods are proven to improve the overall performance of your plants. Now there's no doubt that it's a hardy plant and it's super resilient AF, but it's not Superman, and it won't instantly recover from misplaced over enthusiasm. So if you fuck it up, man, it may be dead. So don't screw it up. Now plants will recover under most circumstances, but they can end up stunted, or you can just end up having a super long veg period. Now if you haven't got a deadline to harvest, plants will recover from all types of stress. So just make sure to avoid these mistakes and you will get the quality you're after in the time frame that you want. The medium that the plants are grown in can affect response rates to trained plants. Things are pretty much equal with LST techniques, but plants in DWC or hydro respond quicker to harsher treatment than organic soil growth. Soil still benefits from the extra growth, but only over a slightly longer time. It's not a whole lot, but slightly longer time. But we all know DWC moves a little bit quicker. Now depending on the variables of your grow, training techniques will result in different recovery periods for different people. It all comes down to watching and listening to your plants and giving them the time and space they need to recover after being bent, bruised, and manhandled. Because that's pretty much what you do, dude. You rough those girls up. Some growers get in there and break branches. But anyway guys, let's get into the 11 mistakes that you need to avoid when training. The first mistake is not training. Not training plants at all is the first mistake that most inexperienced growers make. Indoor grow spaces are often limited, and not training means not optimizing the production capabilities of any space. Even some smaller plants like autos respond well to light distribution over a tied down canopy. Now number 2 is scrogging. A lot of people use scrogging to improve their yields. Scrogging or screen of green pretty much involves placing a metal or plastic screen over the plant canopy. New growth is tucked under the screen to form an even sheet of flowers that receives equally intense light exposure. During the flowering phase, the colors are arranged evenly for maximum light and air circulation. But topping too early and placing the screen too close to the growing medium are invitation for diseases and plant pests. Plants need to have good air circulation below the canopy and at the surface of the growing medium. Those 2 things are super important. And also, if you're not filling the entire screen, you pretty much defeat the purpose of the technique. All growth needs to be kept at the screen level until just about the second week of flowering. A good knowledge on how the plants respond to them being topped is essential. If your plants simply have a screen placed over them but they aren't manipulated to suit, then there's simply a grow space with a screen getting in the way of the plants. Makes no sense, right? Anyway, number 3, topping too late. To reap the benefits of topping, you need to top within a specific window of the growing cycle. Now while topping in the seedling stage will stunt growth, bad idea. Reaching for your pruning shears too late can cause serious problems during a vital stage of development. You want to aim to top your plants after they've developed about 3 to 5 nodes. At this point, the plants are malleable, they've not yet developed a significant structure, and it just works out great. As we all know, topping produces 2 new shoots, so it always maximizes yield. Now if you top too late, the plant should have already started to grow like a Christmas tree, where one large main color develops. Now you can still top at this point and not risk messing up your yields too much, but if you wait any longer, it may not be worth the risk. And you definitely shouldn't top during flowering. because your plants will literally pour precious resources into recovering from that chop rather than directing them towards developing fat, nice flowers. Sometimes I have broken branches in flower and it sucks, man. You feel it all in your gut. Sick. And that brings us to number 4, snapped branches. Snapped branches and training too early or too late are the most common mistakes made by growers. Snapped branches can be splinted and taped back together most of the time, but the recovery time is extensive. And plants that are too young for training can simply just become stunted because they're not strong enough to respond with enough vigor. Let the plants grow to about the 6th node before attempting any serious training methods. Take it gently yet firmly and get the right timing. Now number 5, performing high stress techniques late into flowering. HST techniques are reserved mainly for the veg stage, and for good reason. At this stage, the branches of your plants are less rigid, making them more suitable for the squeezing and reshaping that takes place during supercropping, for example. Defoliating and trimming before flowering also gives plants enough time to recover and take on their new growth pattern. It all makes sense, man. Just think about it. So doing high stress training during flowering will only interrupt bud formation, inflict undue stress, and increase the risk of snapping branches. Remember, the branches start to get a little bit harder during flowering time. Sort of like your branch when it gets close to flowering, eh? Now sometimes growers may use HST techniques like defoliation during the flowering stage, but it's mainly to prune off dead and dying growth or to lollipop. Now we've done a whole video on defoliation during the flowering stage, so definitely check it out. That video has helped tons of people out. Now number 6 is mainlining mishaps. Mainlining usually involves topping a plant a number of times and then undershucking the branches so only main colas are grown. Branches are tied into positions that maximize light and air distribution. But if you top too early or too often, it's a common mistake when mainlining. Too early and the plants take longer to recover, then the new growth is too close to the medium, preventing air circulation and risking a lot of disease. Like, think about it. If you top too early and the medium is here and your plant is here, may not be the best idea, right? Now when you're mainlining, if you go crazy and top the plant excessively, you may create a slow growing, poorly structured plant. And just due to the volume of tops, it can become overcrowded. Again, preventing air circulation and risking disease. As a rule of thumb, after the first top, let the 2 nodes grow out a little bit before the second top, and so forth. That way the plants won't fight for space and will remain vigorous with each topping. And number 7, forgetting the low and low stress training. Low stress training techniques expose as much leaf surface area to the light, then as much bud surface area to the light, as practical in any grow space. Branches are bent and tied into position to optimize light penetration. At its simplest, it can involve bending a young plant over. At its most complex, it can be like a large scrog. Now low stress training techniques require plants to be handled often. Plants tend to grow back up to the light, no matter how much you time down. If you forget that, you can break your plant. Every grower's cringe at some point when you hear the crunch and that branch cracks. Sometimes you can tape it back, but that's not always an option. So be confident but be gentle. The difference between a bent and broken branch is tiny, like super small. Now number 8 is also related to LST. A lot of growers use ties that damage the plant tissue. So while low stress training offers a lot of benefits, tying down the branches to encourage that lateral growth and even light penetration, if you use the wrong materials to tie your plants down, like metal, hard plastic, or anything that can get super hot, that can cause damage to your plant tissue. Play it safe and only use soft plant ties or bending clips that are kind to branches and give them room to swell. Remember, plants grow, and a lot of growers use this gardening wire, which is a great option, but it can become tighter as your plants grow because your plants grow. So you want to be in your grow room adjusting and readjusting ties, making sure that that doesn't happen. And a lot of growers know I use the LST clips. Sometimes you gotta size up with the clips once the plants begin to grow. I've had plants literally break through LST clips already. Now number 9, guys, is not supporting your heavy flowers. Sure, we all love massive resinous flowers, but sometimes the plant's branches simply aren't capable of handling such a load. What's the point of premium genetics if all it does is cause snap branches and flowers that tumble to the ground before ripening? Now, I'm not saying grow smaller buds, guys. That's not the goal. That's not it. But just give your plants a helping hand. You can use scrog screens, trellises, or support structures. Offload some of the weight and ensure that your flowers make it all the way to harvest. Easy stuff, right? A lot of people stake up their plants as well. Now number 10, over defoliation. Defoliation is the select removal of leaves at specific stages of growth in order to enhance a plant's performance. Now during veg, the increased light penetration into the understory of a plant increases its overall growth. And then early on in the flowering stage, removal of the leaves stimulates the plant's growth in the flowering parts of the plant. Gets it to really focus on those buds. But you want to be sure to remove the right type of leaves when defoliating. Only remove fan leaves, not the sugar leaves. The fan leaves are the large ones that form in a branch. The sugar leaves, on the other hand, are part of the bud structure. Removing the wrong leaves is 1 step forward and 2 steps back, my guy. And we're not about taking steps backwards, guys. If you are, then you may be in the wrong place. Taking off too many leaves makes for a longer recovery time. Beginners should start off gently, and then with experience you'll know what to take off and when to take it off. Now also guys, you want to make sure the plants are full on vegging before you start removing leaves. If the seedlings are very young, you can simply kill them. If fan leaves are taken off too early, the plant may consider that emerging branch to be a dud, and it'll end up stunted just as the plant concentrates energy somewhere else. So that potential flower site is now lost. Sucks. Anyway guys, number 11, performing high stress training on autoflowering or weaker plants. Autoflowers grow from seed to harvest in about 8 to 10 weeks. Now this impressive speed allows growers to secure a stash within a short window, but it means you need to minimize stress. Performing high stress training on autoflowering plants leave them little time to recover. Even 1 week of downtime can greatly impact your growth and your yield with autos. You should also try to avoid carrying out high stress training on weak photoperiod plants for a different reason. Now while they have all the time in the world to recover, chances are such stressful techniques will land a blow that finishes them off. Plants that generally show weaker growth, you want to give them less stress. Now there are some photos out there that grow like monsters. By all means, high stress train the hell out of them, but you gotta know your plant, and you gotta train your plants with care in mind. Plant training techniques are super valuable and for the most part accessible to growers of all skill levels. Stress training offers a quick and reliable way to improve plant structure and enhance yields, but you need to ask yourself some questions before pinching off branches and cutting off fan leaves like a crazy person. Will your autos recover in time? Is your weak plant capable of bouncing back? Reserve training, especially high stress training, for healthy plants growing in an optimal environment. Sometimes after training, plants may look a little droopy and a little sad, but give them time, give it tender love and care, and they'll bounce back. Even just give them a nice little feeding and they'll come back stronger. Don't overfeed them though. Now speaking of overfeeding guys, I actually overfed my plants recently. It was a sad sight to see. If you want to check it out, check out my reel on Instagram. It's an extremely funny reel, got a lot of love, so thank you all you guys that checked it out and smashed a like on it. Now if you've made any of these training mistakes that I mentioned in this video, drop them down below. And if there are any mistakes that I didn't mention that you think I need to mention, then drop them in the comments down below. I may make another video on it because there's so many mistakes, man. A lot of people make mistakes out here and we're all here to help you not make those mistakes. So show some love and smash the like button, hit the bell. But wait, check out this video right here and this video right here, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace fam.